We have invited distinguished women to shed light on every item of the Magna Carta of Women in Sports.
Hi, I'm Dal Dicini de Guzman, National Coach for Swimming. I'd like to discuss with you my thoughts on the provision of incentives to help promote, support, and train women and girls in competitive and non-competitive sports. Now, I can only give insights for my sport, swimming, and how I think the LGUs, media, and private sectors can help. As an archipelago with thousands of islands, the love of water is inherent in most of us, but we have failed to take advantage of our children's natural interest in swimming. Swimming for fun and recreation is good for most, but only a few get serious enough to take this to the next level and formalizing learning how to swim. And this happens only when there are support groups and facilities to encourage this interest: family, community, school, and the government. In the Philippines, the focus and choice of which sport to promote, particularly in schools, is a bit biased. Most schools have programs for basketball and volleyball, and in the Visayas region, where football is more popular, schools focus their resources here, and these sports are mostly male-dominated. Swimming is not given priority, even in private institutions, because the cost of having and maintaining a pool is quite expensive. But this is not impossible. We have a lot of potential, hopeful, and aspiring swimmers who just need the right break and the proper support to achieve excellence in their sport. Creating a deeper interest in swimming requires an added awareness of the nature of the sport. Unlike other sports which are land-based, swimming requires a specialized skill, that of being able to conquer the water. This is not an easy thing to do because of the fear associated with drowning. Swimmers who are at a competitive level need to train at least 2 hours a day, every day. Some train twice a day. They need a proper venue to train in and highly trained coaches who can teach and guide them. Although we are surrounded by water, we have a distinct lack of swimming facilities. In promoting the sport, local government units can allocate their funds to build a pool or sports complex for the use of their constituencies. Schools can tie up with them in giving swimming lessons as part of their curriculum. To generate more interest in the sport, partnerships with public and private organizations to fund building swimming pools is a lucrative proposal given the funds needed to put up such facilities. Competitions are looked forward to by swimmers because it showcases their progress in swimming and gives them a gauge as to where they are in terms of other swimmers. Right now, the DepEd only has the Palarong Pambansa, while LGUs have the Batang Pinoy. This annual event is not enough to encourage and motivate swimmers to do better in their sport. Most competitions are hosted by swim clubs or private organizations, but the reach is limited. Swimming is a sport that does not have gender-biased concerns because progress is measured individually. Male and female swimmers have different target times per age level. The major restriction that they have is the lack of access to pursue their dream. Having more female coaches can encourage more girls to participate because they can serve as role models to young hopefuls. In general, they also understand a girl's needs and limitations better. We have a lot of potential female swimmers who can compete at the international level. For the lucky ones, they can get sponsors to study and train abroad. Those who are gifted and have the potential but not enough support, steps have to be made to give them access to opportunities. And this is where our institutions can make the difference.
In this era, it is indeed and in fact essential to greet the empowered, self-provoking, and determined women. But I would like to give special greetings towards women who are sports enthusiasts. It is because women in sports are the paragon of strength and beauty. We portray gratefulness and we embody force and firmness. I was inspired by the word of God in Colossians chapter 3 verse 23. It says, "Whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men." My life is a testimony that the Magna Carta for women is being practiced and observed properly. To be given an equal rights, to be a leader, director, manager, coach, trainer, speaker, advisor, and officiating official in sports and in academe alike is a manifestation of fair, vertical rights and freedom of women in our present society. The continuous programs of women in sports is a great catalyst to boost my competence, to become more passionate and aggressive, to fulfill my heart's desires in helping our youth through sports. The Bible teaches us to treat each other without partiality. God doesn't favor one person over another in Romans 2:11. Rather, he taught us to love your neighbor as yourself in Matthew 22:39. I am so grateful to tell that there is a fair treatment to women athletes in implementing the sports program and scholarship in the Isabella State University where I belong. There is no discrimination observed at all. Our university president, Dr. Rickmar Aquino, and all officials of our university fully supported all sports programs in our university. They even exposed our athletes to participate in all sports programs conducted by the Philippine Sports Commission for them to experience the higher level of competitions. Not only that, they also encourage all faculty and staff, men and women, to get involved in sports competitions here and abroad. The impact of our brilliant and versatile international speakers influenced me to accept challenges beyond my personal limitations and to open the door of new discoveries of my potentials as a leader. It is now my duty to fulfill and keep my commitments last March 16 during our Women Empowerment Leadership. And that is to encourage, motivate, and inspire women to get involved in sports, to duplicate or even triplicate the effort to train our youth in obtaining a well-balanced life through sports. Rise up, shape up women in the Philippines. Let us go to the region beyond to encourage our youth to involve in sports and teach them the biblical principle to build a better life through sports.
I think there's a significant benefit of having a female coach or a female mentor in a female team. I think this makes it easier for girls to take part in. Girls would they would feel less intimidated and they won't worry that they'll be judged or something. Also, having female coaches can open doors as girls are more likely to take part in. I think creating an all female environment can help girls feel more comfortable and confident in themselves. I also think that having well, as a female coach myself, no, I can relate to problems or issues that girls face or they encounter, like, for example, peer pressure or confidence in themselves, and also like having periods or your menstruation. So these challenges can actually affect our athletes' performance. So having someone that works around these issues, they can, I or we as female coaches, can provide the need of female athletes. So also, having female coaches can also change the perception of gender stereotypes that coaching is for males only, because probably siguro on in my experience also, kasi nga medyo coaching is male dominated, they look at female coaches as more emotional or more compassionate or affectionate, whereas male coaches are more assertive or dominant. I think female coaches can be compassionate and at the same time assertive.
Good morning to all empowered women of today's generation. Special mention to the Women in Action of Buena Vista National High School, Division of Escalante City. Today, I will be sharing about Republic Act number 9710, known as the Magna Carta of Women, which expressly states in Section 17, letter G, that all government agencies and LGUs are enjoined to increase women's participation by forming women's and girls' teams in various sporting events that they organize or sponsor. All government agencies and local government units play a vital role in increasing women's participation in various sporting events that they organize or sponsor. Hence, power and confidence of women in the community will boost. This program will provide an avenue to showcase women's strengths and capabilities in sports, physically, socially, mentally, and even emotional aspect. This will also break the idea that women will always be behind us, knowing that women have a big role in the society. So this program will not only provide opportunity for women to portray their capabilities and expertise in terms of sports, but will also balance the environment of sports, since in the usual scenario, more men are visible in any form of sports discipline. Sports is one of the great drivers of gender equality. Women in sports defy gender stereotypes and social norms, enabling them to inspire others and be role model. So it is one way of promoting men and women equality. Participation in sports aims to build self-confidence to women who have insecurities and have low self-esteem. So this will empower women to balance themselves in every aspect of life. This gives them an idea that women are always part and parcel of community's progress and betterment. So this Magna Carta for Women is backed by Republic Act 7192, Women in Development and Nation Building Act, which promotes the integration of women as full and equal partners of men in development and nation building. So in Buena Vista National High School, we are encouraging our women to be part of the combat sports. We're joining combat sports. Most of our women teachers are coaching combat sports, particularly in Pinchak Silat, Taekwondo, and we are joining also in ball games such as basketball and volleyball. So we're not only empowering our students to participate in sports, but also our teachers who will be also participating in a coaching particular athletic and ball games, including the combat sports. So in our case, in-encourage namin yung mga babae to participate and to be acknowledged as partners of men in the development and nation building. So in our school level, so encourage women to be participative in the different sporting events. Hindi lang parang nako-confine yung babae na sa bahay ka lang, For example, yung sa basketball, pang lalaki yan, hindi pwedeng sasali yung mga babae. But in our school, girls team are really participating. With the support of the local government units and agencies too, the formation of girls and women's team is very important for our children and for our women's team to be active in participating sporting events. But if we try to scrap that mentality, parang bigyan natin ng puwang yung kababayan na show your skills. Ipakita mo yung kakayahan mo. You are not only a woman that be confined in a room. So parang dapat empowered women kayo. Alam nyo na may kakayahan kayo, not only in doing clerical job, you have that capacity to participate in combat sport, you have that capacity to join in any sporting events. So sasali ka, i-equip mo yung sarili mo, i-expose mo yan. You have to discover your hidden talents, you have to discover yourself, know your interest. Pag mahilig ka sa volleyball, mahilig ka sa basketball, then go. Hindi yung kasi minsan yung notion natin na pag babae, huwag kang sasali dun sa basketball, mainit doon, iitim ka, papangit ka. So we should allow our students to express what they love to do. So kung mahilig sila dun sa sporting events, mahilig sila dun sa ball games, so let us support them. We are blessed here in Buena Vista National High School that our principal is very supportive to our women athletes. And also we are very blessed that our city mayor here in Escalante City is very supportive to the women's athlete.
Section 17 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9710, or the Magna Carta of Women, states that the state shall develop, establish, and strengthen programs for the participating of women and girl children in competitive and non-competitive sports as a means to achieve excellence, promote physical and social well-being, eliminate gender role stereotyping, and provide equal access to the full benefits of development for all persons, regardless of sex, gender identity, and other similar factors. It is further stated that all sports-related organizations shall also ensure the safety and well-being of all women and girls participating in sports by providing them comprehensive health and medical insurance coverage, as well as integrated medical, nutritional, and healthcare services. We, in the Philippine Sports Commission, make that happen. The PSC, Philippine Sports Institute Medical and Scientific Athlete Services Unit, provide our female athletes the medical, nutritional, and even psychological support that they need. We have doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, massage therapists, nutritionists, strength and conditioning coaches, and even sports scientists who are available 24/7 to ensure that they are given the proper care that they need in order for them to perform at their best, just like their male counterparts. After all, PSC believes in gender equality and women empowerment. Aside from these, seminars for women in sports are being conducted by PSC on a regular basis to enrich the knowledge of our female athletes and coaches on different topics related to women and sports, such as hydration and nutrition, opportunities in modern grassroots and children's sports development, reproductive health awareness, success secrets of world-class athletes, gender sensitivity, gender equality, gender mainstreaming analysis, and of course, women empowerment. We also have women's leadership training and coaching seminars because we believe that women can be great leaders as well as excellent coaches.
My topic is the value and importance of partnership in community-based sports. I am grateful and fortunate that our Governor Matthew Marcos Manotoc is supportive in our endeavor to develop and promote a sporting culture in Ilocos Norte with the mindset salun at asigurado, umili, produktibo, meaning healthy, vibrant, and resilient community. His support to sports development started during his term as senior board member when he authored the Athletic Scholarship Program, granting a monthly stipend to athletes who exhibited merit of excellence in sports performance. Majority of our athletic scholars are girls. He also supported the development of the Ilocos Norte Sports Institute and Research, the INSPIRE, and the rehabilitation of a modern sports development training center that is ongoing construction. His support has encouraged me to inject and strengthen women in sports at Ilocos Norte and to formulate a marketing portfolio and the branding of Ilocos Norte into a marketing tool that will provide us partners to sustain our sports development programs. To give you an overview of Ilocos Norte Sports, it is divided into 4 elements. 1. The Grassroots Sports Development Program. 2. Sports Tourism. 3. Sports Recreation and Facilities. And 4. Women in Sports. Projects under the Grassroots Sports Development Program. There is the Sports Clinic, Talent Identification, Training Camp, and Long-Term Athletes Development. There is also the Coaches and Technical Officials Enhancement Training for coaching licensure and technical officiating accreditations by NSAs. We have the Sports Medicine and Nutrition Research Development. We have Maki M3, Masigla Masayang Mamamayan. It is a barangay-based sports activity that involves the family in a physical fitness and wellness program together. And we also have the Ilocos Norte Universities and Colleges Athletic Games. Events for sports tourism, we have Ilocos Norte Dragon Boat Festival that has helped us develop canoe-kayak athletes. So they are now training with the Philippine national team. 3 of them are girls. Then we also have the Tri-Ilocos Norte or the Tinman. It is a triathlon event that has earned the 2019 Sports Event of the Year given by the Sports Tourism Award. We also have Tour de Ilocos Norte, and we are now starting developing beach volleyball to be partnered with the resort owners, and we plan to have a sports tourism and facilities forum. For sports recreation and facilities, we have the bike zip line of Bintar, we have the 4x4 race at Sand Dunes, and we are now into development of surfing for Pagudpud. For women in sports, we have basic self-defense for women. We have the Zumba Capitol that is undertaken 3 times a week for women to fight obesity. And also, we are proposing for a scholarship program to women who will take physical education as a major. As we celebrate Women's Month, with the cooperation of the Gender and Development Office, Miss Janet London implemented the basic self-defense for women in 8 local government units. So going back to the value and importance of partnership in community-based sports, as the Ilocos Norte Sports Development Officer, with the support of Mr. Faibo Bartolome, our sports development consultant, we have taken the initiative to outsource funding with the marketing tools to draw the interest of the corporate community and non-government sector, both local and international group, to joint venture with the provincial government of Ilocos Norte in developing our athletes achieve their full potential and to craft Ilocos Norte as the sporting hub in Northern Luzon. We are looking forward that the partnership program for sports development will provide as result in our pursuit to sports excellence and will institute a legacy to Ilocano athletes. So lastly, I am inviting you to visit Ilocos Norte. Diyos Tagnina.
Thank you very much for the insightful sharing. We really got the rights. Before